and happy Sunday, and happy Super Bowl, and happy Groundhog Day. Today is Sunday, February the 2nd, and I'm Kelly with IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. So, probably going to be a little bit noisy during the chat tonight. We are just headed into halftime for Super Bowl number 54, and apparently our neighbors are not for the same team that we're for. Anyway, so could be a little loud. Who knows? Maybe we'll be a little bit quiet in the first half. If we have, the first half of the chat, since we're going to have the Super Bowl halftime show will be going on. But anyway, hopefully Facebook is going to show me messages. It's going to show me your comments, so I can see that a couple of people are already here. I want to know who's watching the Super Bowl, who's watching us, or who is pretending like they're watching us, but you're really watching the Super Bowl. Yay! And comments are working. Hello, Ozma. So if you're watching this later, hello, Lynn. If you're watching this later on YouTube, it's just youtube.com, search If You Have an Egg. And if you don't want to see all the hi hellos, please feel free to go ahead and grab that little scroll bar and go on over to about 10 minutes, because that's when it dies down. The complaint department is closed. It is closed. We are not taking any more complaints about saying hi and hello, because I love it. I think you all love it. So yeah, we're going to say them. Hello, Trish from California. So today is Sunday, February the 2nd. It is also Super Bowl Sunday, and it is also Groundhog Day. And I just realized we normally watch Groundhog Day on Groundhog Day, and we did not. So we're gonna have to make sure that gets checked off of our list this week. Hello, Barbara. Barbara's here. Hello, Sandra from Dingman's Ferry. So it's Super Bowl Sunday. Oh, Ozma says she's not watching the Super Bowl, so she is watching us. So again, if you all are just joining in, there's quite a few of you here for it to be Super Bowl Sunday and this, fancy holiday Groundhog Day. But I want to know who's watching the Super Bowl, who's watching us, and who's watching the Super Bowl pretending like you're watching us. Yeah, that's number 3. We're not really voting. Hello, Marianne from Pennsylvania. But it is Sunday, February the 2nd. Again, hello everyone popping in. Hello, Sherry. We are going to have more Super Bowl food at the end of the chat, because John and I have not had supper yet. So I'm going to make you all enjoy our Super Bowl food. Hello, Irma. Hello, Teresa from Kentucky. Hi, Rosie. Oh, and Sandra says, watching you always. How sweet. How sweet. Yes, and hello, Sandy from northeastern Kansas. So quite a few of you are popping in. We're going to have another great chat again tonight. Let's see. Oh, wait, Trish is doing both, and she wants to see the halftime show, and she's recording the game. Yeah, so you all are not going to hurt my feelings if you're watching the halftime show. So hello, Shirley Ann. Just let me know if there's any good commercials that I need to go back and watch. So if you're watching the halftime show and there's any good commercials, let me know what they are so that we can go back and watch them. Yeah. And hello, Lisa. Hello. Let's see. Rosie says, I'm with you. Hubby is watching the Super Bowl. Yeah. My hubby does not watch the halftime show, so he's gone. I don't know. He's gone that way. Hello, Haley. Hello, Tag. Hi, Lacey. Lacey's doing both. Hello, Lisa. Hello. Hi, Kathy. Haley's watching both. Marion is not watching the Super Bowl, so y'all also have to watch me eat Super Bowl food, though. And Sherry says, I am watching, she's watching us and her husband is watching the Super Bowl. At first I read, I am watching you watching my husband watch the Super Bowl. And I was like, wait, what? What does that say? How funny. And Barbara says, did you get a new small camper on top? Let me see. Let me look up there. Debbie's watching the halftime show too. That is okay. That is okay. Just let me know if I'm missing anything. Hello, Myra. And Teresa says that Google commercial earlier. Oh my gosh, Teresa, the Google commercial followed by the WeatherTech commercial with the dog. I was like, okay, stop. We're getting ready to start the chat. We cannot do the chat if I'm, from that. Yeah, so they don't need to play the sad ones right before we start the chat. And hello, Teresa. Hello, Carla says it's on. Kimberly says she's not watching it, but she's reading and taking a break now. Good, she's listening to us. And Trish is recording the halftime show. Oh, thank you very much. Owen Sanders says your hair looks great. Thank you. Yeah, this is just needed to get it off my back because we've been cooking again. And Janice is watching us. Yeah, that is awesome. I know, Barbara. It was so sad. The Google commercial and the WeatherTech commercial with the dog. Yeah, just about sent me down right before the chat started. So yeah, they don't need to do that again. They can't run two sad ones back to back, or two. They're not sad, but two sweet ones. The ones with the feels. They can't run those back to back. Okay, but for those of you popping in, today is again Sunday, February the 2nd. Also Super Bowl Sunday. Also Groundhog Day. I'm Kelly with IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. If you are watching this with us live, Yay. Thank you. Please tell us hello. If you are brand new, if you've never been with us live before, please say hello because we would love to welcome you. All of these lovely ladies would love to welcome you. Hello, Joyce. And yeah, Joyce says hi. Happy I saw you were here. Yeah. Hello, hello, hello. And hello, Orlando Debbie. So Orlando Debbie, you are far enough north in Florida to avoid all the Super Bowl madness. I hope. But again, you can watch this later. If you're here with us live, say hi, hello. If you are, and we will say hi and hello to you. If you are brand new, let us know because we would all love to greet you. If you were watching this later, and if you're watching it on youtube.com, search If You Have an Egg. Hello, Melissa. Then still say hi and hello because I answer all of those, even when you complain. Not you all. Even when some people complain about the highs and hellos. Hello, aloha, Kathy. And yes, Debbie said she's far enough north to be away from it. And if you're watching this later some other way, still say hi and hello because we would love to say hi to you. Okay, so today is February the 2nd. This is chat number 159, and it is titled Put Your Mind First. Oh, it's another Debbie's first time catching us live. So everybody, welcome Debbie. This one is a D-E-B-B-I-E. So she's a fancy Debbie because she has an E on the end, unlike Orlando Debbie. But everybody, welcome Debbie. Say hello to her. It is her first time here. So Debbie, I will warn you, I talk really fast, and we talk a lot. So just try to hang on. Yeah, oh, Letitia. Hi, Letitia. And so, yeah, try to hang in there. So if I'm going too fast, just tell me to slow down. Well, I won't see it. But anyway, so ask somebody else a question. Feel free. Hello, Pam. Hello, Nancy. And everybody's welcoming Debbie. That is awesome. And Teresa says that groundhog better be right or he'll be a WW recipe experiment. How funny. And Barbara asked about the camper. So you will not see many changes. You won't see many changes between now and next Christmas because Christmas is when I really, change stuff up here. But she asked about a new camper. Let's see. Okay, it's sort of new. So I think she's talking about this one. That is one that we got to go camping. It's actually a bird feeder. But since we're not camping right now, I went ahead and stuck it up there. Okay, and let's see. Oh, and another Debbie watching for the first time, live for the first time. Okay, so all the Debbies with E's, they're all new, apparently. So welcome the other Debbie watching for the first time live tonight. Yeah, that is so awesome. So this is chat number 159. Hello, Alicia. So if you are brand new, and if you haven't seen 1 through 150, let's see, 6, 7, 8. If you haven't watched 1 through 158, then they're all on YouTube. So every single one of them is on YouTube. A lot of them are here on the Facebook page, but I think it's easier to find them on YouTube. So again, if you just go to youtube.com, search If You Have an Egg, you should be able to see all 159 of them. Plus we do product reviews, we do a whole bunch of other stuff, and it's all for free. So hello, Kathy. So anyway, today's 159, put your mind first. Let's talk a little bit about last week first, before everybody gets distracted with the halftime show. Good, right now they're still talking, so y'all can listen to me. Last week, who sat your bottom in a chair? So who attended a physical workshop? If you're watching with us live, and if you're brand new, you can do this. You can do a thumbs up. So it should be down here. I think it's, let me look on my phone. Well, I didn't turn it on my phone this time since I was getting notifications from y'all, but do the thumbs up if you sat your bottom in a chair last week. If you attended here with last week, let's see some hearts, or if you did both. So if you sat your bottom in a little chair, or if you attended here with us live last week, see some hearts. So chair, both, or attended with us. So a lot of y'all did both. So Sandra did both. Oh, and Melissa shared the link to Windstar Karen's recipe. Oh, I got lots of thumbs ups. Good. Well, you know what? The thumbs ups are because it is so delicious. We ate it like 3 different times last week. So I don't know. It's just so stinking easy. It's so stinking easy to make that, why wouldn't it get some thumbs ups? But thank you very much for sharing that. So lots of thumbs ups and hearts. Lynn did both. Yeah. Susie says, hi, everybody. Hi, gang. Hello, Susie. Yeah, Lisa did both. So good job. So for everybody who either attended a physical workshop or here with us last week, or both, here are your Bravo stickers. And don't forget, you can go to IfYouHaveAnEgg.com and go to the shop and digital downloads, and you can download your Bravo stickers if you'd like to be able to print them out. That's just one example. But if you like to be able to print them out, put them in your journal, put them in your book, put them, hello Roberta, put them, stick them on your refrigerator, whatever you want to do. I think this would make a really cool scrapbook page, or like the background for a picture. So, when you reach goal, hello Vicky, or if you have, another great milestone, hello Loretta, then, I think that would make a great scrapbook paper. But anyway, so bravo stickers to everyone who attended. And homework last week, you all had some yummy looking homework last week. A couple of examples. So last week was hashtag plate check. So for those of you that are new, what the plate check was about, last week we were talking about tracking tips and tricks. So we were talking about ways, reasons that people might not track. And my top 3 reasons that people might not track is, Trish used buffalo chicken and chaffles. That sounds good. But my top 3 reasons for why people, hello April, and by people I mean me too, might not track, hello Mary, is the first one is time. So, you're running short on time. You've got kids to get to soccer practice. You've got, like here, school was out for 3 days this week in Knox County because of illness, because of flu and strep throat and a bunch of other things. So suddenly those are moms that normally have, some time on their hands, and they had kids at home. They had kids at home this week, but maybe the teachers had more time since they were home. But time is a big reason. You don't know how to track it, don't know how many points it is, you don't know how to put it down. And then my number third reason that people sometimes don't track, including me, is you don't want to know. So you'll have to go back and watch last week to see what we did about that. What we discussed about that. But your homework for last week was a hashtag plate check. And so one of the ways that we found to save some time for tracking is if you just go ahead and take a picture of it. And taking a picture of it doesn't mean, oh, thank you, April, does not mean that that you have to have a professional looking picture, that's all cropped and the correct lighting, and all this stuff, and posting it everywhere like some of us do. But, Kathy can't stay. That's okay. That's okay, Kathy. We'll see you later. And hello, Marlene. But we did a hashtag plate check so that if you didn't have time, wanted to remember what it was, maybe later you wanted to remember, what the recipe was or what you had or just, to enjoy it, you could do a hashtag plate check. So let me tell you a few of the good, they were all good. So they all looked absolutely delicious. But here were some of my favorites. So Stacy made a Mexican pizza. I used to eat Mexican pizzas from Taco Bell all the time. This one I was like, that sounds really good. But she made a Mexican pizza with a Joseph's pita. And if you haven't seen those, like here, we can get them at Ingles. I think you can get them at Amazon or from Amazon. If you can, I will post it on the Amazon affiliate page on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. And and Teresa said theirs are out for sickness too. They're on Monday and Tuesday. Sorry. But it was a Joseph's pita. She put black bean dip from Aldi on there, and she said you can also get the black bean dip at a different store, some fat-free mozzarella, and then a variety of veggies. And she made the most delicious looking Mexican pizza. It looked really good. So good job, Stacy. That one looked especially yummy. Then Haley created the yummiest looking chimichanga, and she did it in her air fryer. So you will have to go back. That was in our closed group. So if you're not in the If You Have an Egg closed group, you can just scoot on over there. If somebody would pretty please post the link, or I'll post it when we get done. If you need to join, you just please answer the 3 questions, because I won't let you in if you don't answer the 3 questions. But you can go over there and check it out. Haley made a chimichanga in her air fryer, but she used plain non-fat Greek yogurt instead of sour cream, and it looked delicious. It looked so yummy. And then lastly, Susie was so proud of herself, and so am I. So Susie, I'm very proud of you as well. It was the first time that she had done her homework in a long time, and since it was the first time in a long time, she knocked it out of the park, even though we're watching football today instead of baseball. But she knocked it out of the park, and she said that for the first time in forever, she did her homework. So of course, after I read that, and tonight while I was retyping this, I still was singing "For the First Time in Forever." I was singing Frozen for the rest of the night. But anyway, she used an Olay Extreme Wellness tortilla. So one of the tortilla wraps, and she used it to make a burrito and had a side salad with light homemade ranch dressing. And I hope, Susie, that you will post the recipe for the light homemade ranch dressing, and had fresh pineapple with it. Awesome. Those looked so good, so yummy, and it made me so hungry. But bravo to everyone here. Your extra bravo stickers for doing your homework last week. Y'all rocked it. You knocked it out of the park again. So good job, ladies, and everyone gets a bravo for that. But this week, chat number 159. We were talking about putting your mind first. So I went back and looked up a bunch of quotes. So I looked up a bunch of quotes, because I was like mind over matter, I was looking up all this stuff, about things where you're putting your mind first. Hello, Betty. Where you're putting your mind first, and you're really, reaching back, and thinking it was all this really deep, like really meaningful and some spiritual things, whatever. And I ran across a quote that I thought, yeah, short, simple, to the point, exactly what I'm talking about. And it was a quote from Henry Ford, and he said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. You're right either way. So if you think you can, you're right, you can. But if you think you can't, you're also right. So we want to spend the rest of the first half of tonight's chat talking about why we think we can. Okay, we're going to stop thinking about why we think we can't. But in the wise, quick, easy words of Henry Ford, we're going to think about why we can. So in your weekly this week, this was last week's, and I still have not found this bread. So if anybody knows where to find this, let me know. But this was last week's for the tracking tips and tricks. This week's weekly is put your mind first, and just in time for the Super Bowl, they had buffalo chicken wings on the back for the recipe. So those buffalo chicken wings are actually wings. So it's 7 points on green, 4 on blue, and 4 on purple. So these were the boneless chicken breasts. Hello, Patty. Patty says I made it. Hello, everyone. Hello, Patty. But they had the buffalo chicken wings on here. We are also going to have some chicken wings back here in the second half. So don't run away in the second half and go back to watching the football game. You can watch both. So you can have us like on a dual screen or something. But this week, WW was talking about putting your mind first. And so they had 4 things that they wanted you to keep in mind. But they said when it comes to losing weight, it's more than just eating better and upping your movement. And it's true. Your mindset, how you think, leads to how you feel and what you do. Regardless of where you are on your journey, the way you think can help you find success. And it really can. It really can. So they have 4 things that they want us to do. The first one is to develop awareness, and they suggest that you try the Headspace meditation in the WW app. And if you don't know how to get there, I'll just show you really quick on my phone. And thank you, Facebook, for showing comments so that I could use my phone. But when you go to your phone, so when you've got it pulled up, and of course I have an iPhone, but when you go to your WW app, you go right here, meditate anytime. And if you go, it says with WW and Headspace. So if you go there, it's got like a 10-minute break. You can do meditate anytime, anywhere. Take a break, 10 minutes. Appreciate cooking, 5 minutes. Focus, 3 minutes. And end of day, 10 minutes. So if you love their little short meditations, you can also sign up for Headspace, but you can try it for free if you want to. The second one was to alter your perspective. And they say to reflect on 3 things you're grateful for, big or small, and write them down. And I'm a big fan of writing them down. Let's see, Vicky says, love the nutritional yeast. My husband does too. We are bulking it up. That is awesome, and we're going to use nutritional yeast here in the second half. And the third thing was remember what matters to you, and they want you to go search the 100 Days of Why on Connect. So again, if you're in the WW app, if you go back to, if you go down here to the little group, of course this is on an iPhone, but if you go down to the little group, so that is that would be Connect, and then on Connect, up here at the top on an iPhone, there is a search members and hashtags, and you can go to, 100 days, if I could type, of why. So if you go to 100 Days of Why, it'll pull up hashtags down here at the bottom, and if you click on that, there are 180, hello Evie, there are 181,000 posts on the 100 Days of Why. So if you can't think of anything, if you can't think of your why, there is 181,000 posts. So surely you can come up with something. And well, thank you. Barbara said, thank you, Kelly, for your faithfulness to be here on here each week. You are most welcome. You are welcome. And the fourth thing was practice self-compassion. And they say, try the first technique on page 7 of your program book. And of course, I did not think to get my program book out to show you all. But anyway, that's on page 7 of your program book. You all know me. I'm going to pick 3 things. So what I would like to talk about 3 ways that you can think you can. So remember I said Henry Ford said whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So we're going to concentrate on thinking that you can. So 3 ways that you can to think that you can. You know, like the little train. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. Seriously, if you think more positively, I don't know. It just kind of grows, and then it grows, and then it grows and grows and grows. But if you think negatively, so if you spread negative thoughts, it just, I don't know, those also seem to multiply, and they seem to multiply twice as fast. So number 1, look back at a time. So my number 1 is look back at a time when you had lost weight in the past, and remember how you felt. So be thinking back, and I don't mean in a negative way, I mean a positive way, you know, of how you felt. So before you start thinking, you know, oh, well, you know, 2 years ago, I lost 20 pounds or 100 pounds, or 17 years ago, I lost, you know, all this weight, or I got to goal 25 years ago so stop before you let your mind go to, and then I gained it all back, or but nobody else would do Weight Watchers with me, or and I, you know, didn't get to eat, you know, for 2 years, you know, or whatever. Before you start the negative talk, I want you to start thinking about 3 things that were great. The 3 things, you know, ways you felt when you had lost weight before, or it could be now, that you had lost weight before, you know, that made you feel great. So, describe them, you know, go ahead and write them down, because you know how much I love to write stuff down. So get an index card, get some Post-it notes, do a journal, you know, do something. Yeah, Betty says she felt proud of herself. Exactly. So maybe you felt good in your clothes. Maybe you felt, and that doesn't mean that when I'm saying in the past might be yesterday, it might be right now, it might be your meeting last week when you weighed in and you hit goal, or you got to lifetime, you know, or whatever. For a lot of us, you know, who have been repeat offenders, you know, 6 times before it finally hit home. But, you know, for those of us that were, you know, 6 times, so I, you know, lost weight, gained weight, lost weight, gained weight, lost weight, gained weight, you know, but I have to go back and think about how I felt when I had lost the weight, so that I remember why it was important, you know, why I want to be, you know, why I want to, you know, be like that again. And Vicki says she felt accomplished, worthy and healthy. Exactly. Yeah. So, like, you know, when I'm at goal, my tummy feels better. That's a positive thing. You know, not having to eat Rolaids and Tums is a very positive thing. I can run. I can keep up with Alyssa. You know, but just go back and think about those things. But remember to keep them positive. You know, don't think about, well, and then I gained it back. Okay. We're not talking about that. We're talking about how you felt, you know, when you lost weight. And again, it could be in the past and it could be right now. But 3 things, and I want you to write down the 3 things, and you'll know why in just a few minutes. Then, number 2, I want you to remember your why. So, remember we just looked on Connect, and they had the hashtag, and remember a hashtag looks like this. A hashtag is 2 up and down lines and 2 lines across. It's the old pound sign, which you can still use as a pound sign. That has gone away. You don't have to stop using it as a pound sign. But that hashtag, you can look up 100 days of why, you know, on Connect. If you can't think of yours, or if you just need you know, some ideas, or if you just want to be uplifted by other people's whys. But remember your why. So your grandkids. So those of us who have grandkids, you know, Alyssa could care less how much I weigh. She doesn't care. She could care less about a number on a scale. She wants me to be able to squat and pick her up. She wants me to be able to run and keep up with her. She wants me to not get winded, you know, when we're going up and down the stairs 500 times and counting them, you know, every single 1, 2, 3. But Alyssa's 2, so she counts 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 9, and then all of a sudden it's 9. But she doesn't care how much I weigh. She wants me to be able to play. So that, you know, that's my biggest why right now. Some of you are talking about, you know, coming off of blood pressure medication. You're talking about coming off of, you know, blood sugar medication, coming off of insulin and things like that. So hold on. Oh, Debbie says I've been interrupted because I was making hand symbols. Okay, I'll put my hands down. But anyway, so, but your why is, you know, so maybe it's coming off of medication. You know, maybe it's coming off of your medication. So if you're coming off of your medication, it might be a bonus, from the scale. So you might have, weight loss and you came off of some medication. It might be, some things like that, but it doesn't have to just be about your weight. The weight could be the bonus, from that. But if that's your why, if your why is, you want to live a long time, you want to be healthier, than, than your parents were, that may or may not have anything to do with your weight. So don't be so micro-focused on your weight. Remember what your whys are, and if you're accomplishing them, if you're getting to your whys. And then the third thing was talk to yourself like a friend. So we talk about this. We talk about talking to yourself as a friend a lot. And Debbie, I don't understand, why did I go away since I was making hand gestures? But anyway, so but talk to yourself like a friend. So John, I had to ask John what his name was, but do you all remember Stuart Small on the Saturday Night Live daily affirmations? And he used to sit in a mirror. He would sit in a mirror and he would say, "You're good enough, you're strong enough, and doggone it, people like you." Okay, that's what I'm talking about, is some positive affirmations, is some self-talk, some positive self-talk. So, do that, practice that. And I want you to, write it down, write yourself a letter. Hello, Marlene. Let's see. Write yourself a letter. Write down, why you're worth it, why you were worth this. So your homework for this week, and I still don't even know, I don't really understand why we were interrupted, and I hope that it recorded this whole thing. But anyway, so your homework for this week is to hashtag think you can. So again, it's the hashtag symbol, it's the pound sign, but hashtag think you can. And I want you to write down with that 3 positive things from, again, a past weight loss experience or your current, weight loss experience. Oh, and Barbara says, thank goodness halftime is over. Okay, so I guess we're getting back to the game soon. But 3 things, from the past. So you might write down, or past or currently, in your 3 positive things about your journey, about your weight loss and your journey, like feel good in your jeans, have a closet full of clothes now, have tummy feels better, medicine, has come down, whatever. But I want you to write those down. So this has been like the easiest series of homework ever in the last couple of weeks. You literally, all you have to do, nothing fancy. You could just type it if you want to. You can write it on something and you can post it and tag me in it. But 3 things, and it's hashtag think you can. So write down your 3 things, your 3 positive things that you're going to say to yourself. So do it like you're calling a friend, because you wouldn't call a friend if a friend called you or came by and said, "Oh my gosh, I really messed up, I ate a sleeve of Girl Scout cookies." You wouldn't say, "Why didn't you just give up and eat the other sleeve?" You would never say that to a friend. You would say, "You only ate 1 sleeve. Good job. You stopped at 1 sleeve." You would give them some positive, self-talk, So 3 things. Hashtag think you can, tag me in it for your homework so you can have your Bravo stickers, but it's at IfYouHaveAnEgg. If you're here, or if you're here on the page, if you're on the If You Have an Egg page, it's at IfYouHaveAnEgg is how you tag me. If you are on Instagram, it's also at the @ symbol. If you have an egg, if you are tagging me in our closed group, it's at Kelly Green Milligan, and on Connect, it is at Scrap and Stamp 2, SCRAPNSTAMP, and a number 2. And that is how you tag me. And then you will get your Bravos for the week. You'll get your Bravo stickers next week. Okay, so we have 2 minutes, and I'm going to go ahead and breathe and drink my water, because we have 2 minutes before I show you the food that I made for tonight. And I know John's probably starting to, and I'm starting to get hungry. So we're going to be sampling it while we are talking about it. So let's take a quick break. Tonight, again, is Tuesday. It is Tuesday. It's Sunday, February the 2nd. Also the Super Bowl. Also Groundhog Day. It is chat number 159. Put your mind first. We are getting ready for the second half. And in the second half, we're going to be making some more Super Bowl food, some more than what we made last week. But this is what we're actually eating this week, because we ate the Super Bowl food from last week. We ate it for like 3 days. So I didn't want it again this week. I mean, as good as Winstar Karen's buffalo chicken dip is, yeah, we had it like 3 days in a row. So we'll have to wait another week before we have that. So let me drink my water, and I will be right back. And I think John is back to start watching the second half of the Super Bowl, and maybe we can get him to try some food. So everybody drink your water. And breathe. Okay, so I talk really fast during this, and I'm going to talk even faster. Maybe not. Maybe we can slow down just a little bit. So the first thing we are going to do, this is the second half of chat number 159. Chat number 159, put your mind first. This is the second half, and it is February the 2nd. It is Sunday. It is also Groundhog Day and Super Bowl Sunday. So we're going to make some more Super Bowl food in this second half. So everybody hang on, because we're going to go kind of fast. The first thing that we're going to get started in the air fryer, and I have had, let's see, I've cooked 1, 2, 3, 4, getting ready to cook 5. So I've had 5 things in the air fryer in the last hour and a half. And in case you haven't used an air fryer yet, we did not heat up the kitchen. So an air fryer, even, see, today it was like, what was the temperature today? 64. So this is February. This is February, and it was 62 here today. Yeah. So we did not want to heat up the kitchen. So by using the air fryer, again, I've already cooked 4 things, so I've had it running constantly for over an hour and a half, getting ready to put number 5 in and show y'all how to make that, and it did not heat up the kitchen. So if you do not have an air fryer yet, if you're looking for one, I have, actually I have 4. I started to say I have 2. I have 2 at home, and I have 2 at work. So we have 2 at KC Kitchen Center here in Knoxville, and we have 2 at home. I have 2 different kinds. The one that I use the most frequently, and I love, is my Simple Living Products air fryer. It's a 5.8 quart, and it is right there. So yeah, so if you love that, if you want to try one of those out, we do have an affiliate link for that on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. Super easy to use, but tonight I've already made 4 things. We're going to get the 5th thing going, and this is just in the basket. So y'all can see in the basket, these are just frozen French fries. So they're frozen crinkle cut French fries, and I have lightly sprayed them. I lightly sprayed them with olive oil using my Evo little sprayer, and 3 sprays is 1 teaspoon, and 1 teaspoon is 1 Smart Point. So just lightly, just very lightly shake them up, and then after that, when I added them to the basket, I shook them up real good, and you can use nonstick spray too. That's perfectly fine. Then I sprinkled some Dax Steakhouse seasoning on there, and you can get this. You can actually get this on if you go to IfYouHaveAnEgg.com and then go to the shop, and then you can go to kitchen. I think it's kitchen, or you can go to KCKitchenCenter.com and get this. But I put the Steakhouse seasoning on there, and it'll make sense when we get those out. So we're going to cook the French fries on 400. You put them in there frozen. We're going to cook them on 400 for 20 minutes, and we're going to shake it halfway through. Ours may not take 20 minutes because they're not completely frozen now, since I put them in there before the chat started. But super easy. I'll show you how to do this. You just gently scoop. If you could see me, I scooped and put the basket in there. You push the button, push the temperature. We're going to change it to 400, and then we're going to change the time to 20 minutes. And press go. Okay, and it is so quiet. It's so quiet that we will be able to continue having the chat over the top of the air fryer. So that's another reason that I like it. Okay, then the next thing that I made. So while we're waiting on our French fries to cook, and again, those are from frozen. You can cook French fries, hush puppies that are already made. You can't like put wet hush puppies in there, but you can do French fries, you can do hush puppies, you can do onion rings, you can do you can cut your own fries if you want to. Like if you want to do big chunky fries, you can do steak fries, you can do sweet potato fries, waffle fries. So but it's a lot better way. You're going to see how crispy they are when we get them out. It's a lot better way to do French fries or something like that, onion rings and things, without them being so full of fat. So we just lightly spritz them. Going to cook them in the air fryer, so we're not deep fat frying anything. 400 degrees for 20 minutes, because I know that's going to be a question. 400 degrees for 20 minutes, and you all are eerily quiet, so I'm assuming you're watching the game. And I couldn't tell if the coach for Kansas City was going. I couldn't tell if he was shaking his head like something was wrong, or if he's just shaking his head. But anyway, okay, so I'm assuming y'all are watching, because you were strangely, all of a sudden, everybody's just like super quiet. Anyway, 400 degrees for 20 minutes for the French fries, and those are crinkle cut fries straight out of the freezer. Okay, the first thing I made was, these are plain chicken tenders. So They do not have any extra. Oh, Debbie's still listening. Thank you, Debbie. And Debbie, this is thanks to you. Again, I'm going to thank you for this a million times. But these are plain. Oh, and Jackie says it's still 10 to 10. Okay. So these are plain chicken tenders. And thank you, Janice. These are plain chicken tenders. These are chicken tenders. So somebody asked me, let's see, earlier today or yesterday maybe, why I had put quotations around the chicken or wings, because I said I was going to make wings. And it's because they are, and Barbara just put her fries in the air fryer. Yay. And Marlene is here. Lynn's still here. Joyce is still here. Good. Sherry's still here. Good. Awesome. Okay. So this side is chicken. So it is actually meatless chicken crisps, and you can get or crispy chicken tenders. So I got these at Kroger. If you happen to be where a Kroger is, or and Haley's still listening. So she must be watching the game and just listening. But these are meatless chicken tenders. These are actual chicken tenders. So these are the crispy tenders. So there is no meat in these. These are made with soy. There's another one that's made out of pea protein. But so we get them in. Sherry's here listening from South Carolina with earphones while her hubby watches the game. Very good. So these are meatless. So if you're one of my meatless friends, you can definitely cook these in the air fryer. The bag says to cook them on 4, let me think, because it doesn't give you air fryer instructions. Let me see what this one says. Phone, get out of the way. Okay. So the brand that I bought are these. I got these at Kroger. If you have Kroger, Meijer or something like that, you can also get them at Trader Joe's. There are several places you can get them. So in a conventional oven, it's 425 for 15 to 20 minutes. So I put these. Oh, Haley's driving, so she can't really listen. Oopsie. So I put these, the meatless ones. I put those in the air fryer on 400 for about 10 minutes, and I shook them really good in between, because since this is not meat, you're not trying to get to a specific temperature on the inside. You just want to be good and done, so that they're not just limp and soggy. And you can see, these are they are like a chicken tender. And hello, Stacy. So that is not meat, believe it or not, and it looks. It's basically like a chicken tender. So we're going to try one of those in just a second. Again, these are plain. All I did was just barely spray them with a little bit of olive oil, or you can use some nonstick spray, and then I sprinkled nutritional yeast on them because I think that crisps things up in the air fryer even better. These are just those little skinny chicken tenders, or the little bitty ones. It's not a chicken breast. It's a chicken breast tenderloin. And these have a little bit of panko. And hold on, I have this out for you. So these, again, either have some nonstick spray or they have the little spritz of olive oil. And then I shook them up with some panko. So these are little panko breadcrumbs. And the nutritional yeast, because, again, I think it just crisps everything up in the air fryer. And so nutritional yeast, shook them up real good in there. And then I put these in the air fryer on 360. It's 360 degrees for 16 minutes. This recipe, the air fryer chicken recipe, it is with the Batman's air fryer chicken, which is already on the blog. It's www.IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. And Debbie, no, we do not sell G Hughes at the Kitchen Center. I wish, but there's not any. Okay, I tried talking to the G Hughes guy, and he's super nice, but he sent me to another place to look at buying it, and I don't know. I haven't gone back to it to see. So maybe someday, because I go through a lot of it. So that would be awfully nice if we could. But again, the chicken tenders are already on the blog. It's www.ifyouhaveanegg.com, and you can look under That Man's Chicken, and it will be on there. 360 degrees for 16 minutes, and you do want to flip them once. And in the middle, so Debbie bought me some of this. It's probably been close to a year ago now. It is G Hughes sugar-free honey mustard. So if you can't find this, I will check and see if we can get it on the Amazon affiliate page, because I think you can get it through Amazon. We can get it locally. Debbie gets it locally for her. She's in Orlando, or near Orlando. She gets it at Publix. I can get it at Publix. I have not. Let's see. I think somebody said Walmart had it, but it is sugar-free honey mustard. It has such a little to it, and it's so good. So let's try it on one of the no chicken tenders and see what it tastes like. And here in about 4 minutes, we're gonna have to shake our French fries. So, so yummy. And that is not chicken. So for my meatless friends, or for my meatful friends, for friends who love meat but you want to have meatless things occasionally, this is so good. These are so good. And like, I want to eat this whole thing right now. In this honey mustard, in this G. Hughes honey mustard, oh man, it is spot on, spot on. So meatless tenders, cooked them in the air fryer, 400 degrees for about 10 minutes. Shook them really good about halfway through. These are That Man's Chicken Tenders. They have panko, nutritional yeast. Shook them up really good. Cook those in the air fryer, 360 for 16 minutes. Okay, the next one is, so these are nacho cheddar chicken tenders. You know, because everybody does buffalo chicken. So these are my wings, but everybody does buffalo chicken. So I decided that I was going to do cheddar. I was going to do cheddar chicken tenders. So what I used for that is nacho cheddar popcorn seasoning. So if you've never seen this, this is really good on popcorn. It is really good on potatoes. It's really good on, let me think, what else have I eaten this on? You can eat it on tofu. You can eat it on, I took some of the cut to carb, and you could use other, kinds of the tortilla shells, whatever, but I used some of the cut to carb, went ahead and cut it into strips. So I used a pizza cutter, not for tonight, but I went ahead and used a pizza cutter and cut it into strips, and then lightly sprayed it with the olive oil or the nonstick spray, and then put a little bit of nutritional yeast on it and some of the nacho cheddar, and put it on there, and it was like a little really light nacho chips. Oh, and grits. Yeah, if you only have plain grits. Orlando Debbie's exactly right. If you only have plain grits. So let's just check this because I get asked a lot. So I have people ask me all the time, how much of this can you have before it goes up into the next points group? So let's just check real quick before I show you the chicken. So for a fourth of a teaspoon, it is 0 points. For a half of a teaspoon, it is still 0 points. For 1 teaspoon, it is still 0 points. You have to go to 2 1/8. So at 2, let's call it 2. Okay, let's not be doing 2 1/8 and then counting it as 0. So once you get to 2 teaspoons, that is when it becomes 1 point. So that's a lot. That is a lot of this. So you're not going to need anywhere near this much. And I tell you what, before I show you the chicken, let's go ahead and shake the French fries real quick. So hold on just a second. So with this air fryer, you can just take the basket out, shake, and put it in. It'll start right back up again. So I'm going to shake the fries and see how they're doing. So I'm going to shake those really good. Okay. And we're going to stick them back in. I don't think we'll make it to the whole 20 minutes because, again, my air fryer is very, very warm from having been used 4 times right before we started the chat. If your air fryer is already warm, if it's not, you don't have to preheat it. But if it's already warm, ooh, and Sandra says she would put this in her turkey chili. That would be perfect. That would be yummy. Then you don't have to preheat it, but if it is preheated like that, just know that the next thing's going to cook even faster. So again, I did meatless. So this is meatless chicken tenders. These are actual chicken tenders. So again, the boneless, skinless chicken tenderloins, the little skinny ones, not a breast. You could do it with a breast, but these just turn out so nice and crispy. But so these are the meatless ones. These are actual chicken. So for these, I did, again, I spritzed a little bit of the olive oil from my Evo Sprayer. You can do the nonstick spray. And then I added some nutritional yeast and some more panko for only the chicken tenders because the chicken tenders come already breaded. So I only needed the panko for the actual chicken. And then I added some of the nacho cheddar cheese. So I did not make anything to dip these in because I wanted to be able to taste the nacho cheese. So again, I cooked these for the chicken, the non-meat chicken. I cooked on 400 for 10 minutes in the air fryer. You can cook these in the oven as well. And if you want to cook them in the oven, it is 425 degrees for 15 to 20 minutes. Flip them once during cooking, and then if you want to cook them on your stovetop, like in a skillet, you can put them in a nonstick frying pan over medium heat. You can saute them for about 3 to 4 minutes per side until it's heated through, and then let them stand 1 to 2 minutes because they will be pretty hot on the inside. Okay, so meatless chicken, actual chicken, nonstick spray or a little bit of olive oil, panko. And you know what? Let me just show you the panko real quick. Let's see. And Mona says, meatless chicken. What kind of chicken is that? It's soy. This one is soy. Some of them are pea protein, but this one is soy. So this one has filtered water soy protein. This one is Simple Truth, is a brand by Kroger. It doesn't have to be this brand, but that's a brand by Kroger. You could get Gardein. You could get... I think Boca might have one. I know for sure they have them at Trader Joe's because that's where I get them most of the time. But I was at Kroger today, so I got the Simple Truth, from Kroger today. So it has 14 grams of plant-based protein per serving, and it is vegan. You don't have to be vegan to eat this. I eat these just because they taste good. They taste really good on a salad too. You don't have to just eat them as a chicken tender. They taste good on a salad. They hold up pretty well. They hold up really well in the air fryer. But yeah, that is the Simple Truth brand, and Mona, I got them at Kroger. San Francisco 13 and Kansas City 10. So John just came back out. Okay, I think we're for Kansas City. Although we have a UT Vol on both teams, so that's kind of hard. But we have a UT Vol on both teams. And hello, Wanda. Oh, and Trish said we didn't talk about your nails today because it's the same as last week. Because I loved these nails so much that I kept them, I just went ahead and kept them on. But it is still the Going Bandanas from Casey. And yes, these chicken tenders are in the frozen section. So the points are, it is 5 points for 4 tenders. So 4 of these, and that's, pretty big. So 4 of those would be 5 points. And yes, Pam, go balls. So again, nacho cheese, this nacho cheese, nutritional yeast, panko, a little bit of nonstick spray. I'm going to try those real quick because it will be time to check on our French fries soon. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and take them out because the air fryer was so hot from being used before that those are already done. So these are the nacho cheese ones. I am going to take a little bit off. I'm going to cut off the end of one of the chicken ones since I had a vegan chicken the last time. So you can see when this is cooked in the air fryer, look how crispy that is. So part of that is the panko, part of that is the nutritional yeast, part of it's the air fryer. But these are the nacho cheese chicken tenders or wings, whatever you want to call them. So I'm not dipping them in anything because I want to taste the nacho cheese. So let's see how these are. Very crispy. So good. So good. I highly recommend it. Highly recommend this trio. Highly. So good. Okay. Okay, last but not least. And Dusty's getting all excited because he thinks we're totally getting ready to give him some of this. Okay, let's get another sip of water. Because I just had 2 bites of food. Okay, last but not least, the French fries. So again, there was frozen crinkle cut French fries, and you can do crinkle cut, you can do the steakhouse fries, you can do onion rings, you can do sweet potato fries, tater tots. You can do anything like that in the air fryer. For the French fries themselves, for the crinkle cut French fries, because they're a little bit thicker, because they're not the little thin, you know, kind of shoestring or the, you know, the little thin French fries. It's 400 degrees for 20 minutes. Lightly spray them, again, nonstick spray, a little bit of olive oil from the Evo, you know, something like that. So, and you're going to cook them on 400 for 20 minutes. Shake them about halfway through. You can shake them more than once if you want to. Depends on how many I have in there. That's about a half of the bag. So the bag that I bought was like this big. That's about half the bag. So I only shook them, you know, the one time, and then just to check on them. I did before I put them in there. Oh, and those were partially thawed too, is why I did not quite take the whole 20 minutes. I did, before I put them in there, again, lightly sprayed the French fries because you're not adding any fat, so it needs a little bit of something to help crisp it up. But I added, so I just lightly sprayed them with the Evo, probably a teaspoon's worth, maybe a little bit over a teaspoon's worth over that whole thing. Shook them really well so that they would all kind of get coated in it, because you don't want a lot. You don't want it dripping in the olive oil. And then I added some Dax Steakhouse seasoning, and you can order this from daxspices.com, or you can order this from caseyKitchenCenter.com. We have it there as well. And actually through tonight, I think, on caseyKitchenCenter.com, we're having a Super Bowl of Savings special, and you could even get half off of this tonight. So when you get off of here, if you go ahead and order it, the code to get 50% off, it's caseyKitchenCenter.com, the letter K, the letter C, kitchencenter.com, and the code to get half off tonight only, February the 2nd, because you can't get Dax half off. That's not a normal thing to put on sale. Uh-oh, what happened? San Francisco must have scored because he's... Oh, an interception. Anyway, so it's Super Bowl 50. So the discount code is Super Bowl 50. And Janice wants to know how long I've had my Evo. It's 50% off. Yeah, John was reminding me it is Super Bowl 54, but because it's 50% off, it's just Super Bowl 50 because it's for the 50% off. I've had the Evo probably a year, I guess. Had it about that long. How many points for what, Marlene? For the French fries? If it's for French fries, we'll have to just calculate French fries. But anyway, okay, so let's put this in here so I can show you what I made to go with it. So the French fries, I'm going to put them in this handy dandy little bowl that I have prepared here. And this is just one of those shallow bowls that everybody's been putting all of their pretty salads in. But I'm going to use it as a dipping station for French fries tonight. Excuse me while I stick this in your face. Those last couple out there, and I don't recommend doing this with your fingers because the inside of this is super hot, but in order to get it up here where you can see it, I didn't have room to put anything else in there. Okay, so we will be cleaning that out later, and because I pre-seasoned it, because I pre-seasoned my air fryer, then it is super easy to clean up. Again, I used, these are frozen French fries. I used the Dax Steakhouse, a little bit of nonstick spray or a little bit of the olive oil on here, 400 degrees for 20 minutes. If they weren't already partially thawed, this is what it looks like. So you can see how pretty these French fries are. The sauce that I put in the middle. Okay, so let's just talk about this. You could totally do the G. Hughes sugar-free honey mustard. You could totally do that. You could G. Hughes has sugar-free ketchup that, believe it or not, tastes better than ketchup. You could use it. You could use let's see, who was it that made their own ranch dip? Hold on, that was Susie. So you could use Susie's homemade light ranch dip. So you could use a bunch of different things. But for tonight, because I wanted this to be more like a steakhouse baked potato, but it's French fries, that is why I used the Dax Steakhouse seasoning. And then for the centerpiece, I took 1/4 of a cup, and then this is just a small little fancy thing to dip out of. I took 1/4 of a cup of fat-free plain Greek yogurt, 1/4 of a cup of that, 1 tablespoon of light mayonnaise, and then 2 tablespoons of the G. Hughes sugar-free steak sauce, the steak sauce, not the barbecue sauce, the steak sauce. I used 2 tablespoons of that, and then a teaspoon of water so that it would have this consistency. So it would be more the consistency of like ketchup or something like that. Okay, and let's see how this tastes. So I've already cheated and taste tested it, but we're gonna try it again. First of all, look how pretty the French fries are. So the French fries are perfect. Hello, taters. The French fries are perfect. And Kay wants to know where I got the shallow bowl. I got these at Publix. And I love them. I love them. I was so jealous. I was so shallow bowl jealous when everybody was showing theirs. But the French fries are perfect. Look how perfectly that was cooked. And this is, again, a fourth of a cup of plain non-fat Greek yogurt, 1 tablespoon of light mayonnaise, and 2 tablespoons of the G. Hughes sugar-free steak sauce. And Vicky, I got it at I got this at Publix, but I think they also have it at Walmart, and I will check to see if it's available on Amazon. We will put it on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com under the affiliate page. But we have 5 minutes, so let's taste it. Let's see how it is. Super good. And look how fluffy. Look how fluffy. That French fry is perfect. It's not greasy. Super yummy. Do you want to try one of these? Okay, we're gonna get John to try one of the French fries and dip it in the steak sauce. Wait, poke your head in here. So John's usually in the background.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, I don't know if you could hear him, but he said, "Oh, that's good."
And
he's
dipping.
And he's triple. That was a triple dip. Fortunately, it's just me and John here eating. So, oh, and Barbara says, "Go feed your poor husband." So I'm gonna feed him here in just a minute. We are getting ready to eat all this stuff. Not all of this. We have plenty. Like I made plenty. Like we'll be eating this for a couple of days too. But I hope y'all enjoyed this. I hope everybody is enjoying the Super Bowl. Yep, and Lynn says hi. And Barbara says hello too. He's waving at you all. But I hope y'all have enjoyed this. I hope that you will not be afraid to do some meatless wings. Again, you don't have to be vegan or vegetarian to eat these. They're just good. They just taste good. And they're very good. Okay, so I keep it so cold in here. That's why he had on the toboggan. And we call it that, the knit cap. That's why he had on the toboggan. But anyway, so don't forget, these are delicious. You know, even if you're not vegan or vegetarian, absolutely delicious. Great on a salad too. This one was a late entry. Lovely, yummy nacho sauce. And then the pairing of the Dak steak sauce and the G. Hughes sugar-free steak sauce. And don't forget the winner. Winner, honey mustard. Okay, so everybody have an awesome week. We're going to go ahead and go eat and watch how much of the game is left.
Still third quarter, fourth quarter.
There you go. See, I'm letting you all go so that you still have time to watch part of the third quarter and all of the fourth quarter. So, y'all have a great week. Don't forget, if you are watching this on YouTube, the next video is going to be up here. Please watch it. Please share it with somebody who might need some WW help, some free WW help. You can subscribe down here, and if you do subscribe, pretty please subscribe. Pretty please. That button is down here, and then hit the bell. So that you will be alerted every time we have a new video. And if you want to order one of our spread shirts, that link is over here. Please do go visit www.ifyouhaveanegg.com. Take a snoop around. Jessica is still continuing to update things, and Casey is still continuing to make cute little things for digital downloads. But y'all have an amazing week. I've really enjoyed it again, and I will see you next week. And go whoever's going to win the Super Bowl. So y'all have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Good night.